Hello, this is part 4, take 2. My battery was dying on the first one, and my alarm went off. I had to go pay my parking meter, so I just cut it short, and I'm starting over. So, what were we up to? Let me refresh. Refresh that. We had done all the HTML and CSS on the Mastermind game, and we were making it so we can select a piece down here. So here's what's going to happen. If I click red, the way you'll know red selected is that this outer blue circle will also turn red. And then wherever I click, ding, 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 this will turn red. Hopefully I can get all that done in not too long. And that's as far as I want to go in this lesson. So how do we start? This is where we start our JavaScript. So app.js is the file you put your JavaScript in. And what happens is script, I hit tab, and it gives me this cool thing right here. Actually, before I stick it in there, I'm going to show you what a script tab does regularly. I'm going to type in actual JavaScript. This is JavaScript, and I'm going to say howdy, because I'm polite. I'm not going to use that. In a script tag. Close that. Command S to save it. And what happens is going to be, it's going to render all this, it's going to get this, and it's just going to run it. So as soon as I hit refresh, it's going to run it. Howdy, I'm in the script tag. But it is a really ghetto way to code to put all your JavaScript and your HTML in the same file. What you do is, let's get rid of all that. We're going to keep the script tag itself, the tags, and we're going to say, inside the tab, we're going to say, look for the JavaScript in a separate file. Here's the name. So the source is app.js, which is the name of this file. It is a sibling to this one. That means it's just next to it. It's not in a folder or anything. So that's it, app.js. And now let's open that. Well, there's nothing in there. Let's put some JavaScript in there. Log. Now I'm in a file. That's good enough. Right, so I'm going to refresh it again. Now I'm in a file, which means it worked. The thing we really want to do, though, is include jQuery, which is just more JavaScript. It's a JavaScript library. And what jQuery lets me do, if I can say div, and it'll grab, maybe this div, depending on how I say it, but it'll grab every div, and I can say do this to those divs. Or I can say grab this class. Something like that, and do whatever I want to it. Change the CSS to it. I don't know. Add a class, another class, all kinds of things. JavaScript itself, you can do it, but it's just a wordier way. jQuery has some good shortcuts. So the way we get jQuery is we're going to include it in a script tag. Look, I had this all set up. So this is my, I like this W3C schools. They have some tutorials. This Microsoft CDN, this is a content delivery network, something I forget what it stands for. I used to know, just left my brain all of a sudden. And here's a script tag for jQuery, and what it does is, I could just download all of the files for jQuery, but I just have it online. I just access it online, and actually, I think it caches it. So I did a Control-C, do a Control-V here, and it says, here I had the source is app.js. It says the source is this place, and it'll let me use this library. Okay, I am going, well, first of all, I want to go like this. I want to show you what happens when I don't have jQuery, so I'm just going to comment this out. How do I get back there? Okay, I'm going to go to my app.js, and I'm going to say that $, that's a giveaway that it's jQuery. I'm going to grab something. Here's what I'm going to grab. I'm going to grab the outer selectors I'm going to grab that class. And I didn't just grab this div. I'm grabbing all of the outer selector divs. I haven't yet, but I'm going to. The way I do that is, as I say, I put in that. Just like in CSS, I would say dot selector outer to grab it. Exactly like that in a jQuery. But you make it a string by putting it inside of either single or double quotes, or I'll show you later the backticks. I say we're going to do something CSS-y to this, and what we're going to CSS has some properties. Let's take the background color and let's mess with it. Let's turn it pink. Now you have to give it a string, so I'm going to double click that, hit that. This is literally saying all of these turn the background color pink in jQuery. However, if you recall a second ago, I disabled jQuery. So let's look at what kind of error message I get when I refresh. Uncaught reference error, $. Says, what the heck's $? What am I supposed to do with that? And the answer is, the solution, I'm going to uncomment that, refresh it. So this time it's going to work. And these outer circles, which actually is the whole circle, so maybe the inner part too. No, just these outer parts are all going to turn pink. Alrighty. So nice when it works the way I say it's going to work. Another thing is, the app.js, the one that I write, the one that is using the JavaScript, it is using what this one is providing. So this has to come before it because this is providing it a millisecond before this one uses it. If I put this on the other side, Command X, Command V, I was a cut and a paste. So now I'm going to use it before it's provided. Let's see what happens when I refresh this. What the hell is a $? That's what it's saying. So it doesn't work. Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. There it is. And just to test it, there it goes again. Okay, but we didn't really want to change in pink. That was just an example. What I want to do is when I click this red, it all turns red. When I click this yellow, it all turns yellow. And that's how you know which one is selected, by which one is full. And then I click this square, and whatever one is selected is that color is gonna fill that. That is what we want to have happen right here. So one thing is that you don't want your JavaScript to run before your computer even finishes rendering this. So one way to make sure that that doesn't happen is you say, when this document's ready, I think it's document, oh man, I'm gonna Google it. JQuery, document ready, right there. It was ready for that. There it is, document.ready. Document.ready, do this function. And between these two little things, I'm going to stick all of our code in there. I'm going to put it into a function. So between these that are in there, I'm putting all of it in there. So, and the thing is, when it sees this, it says, this is what it tells the JavaScript tells the computer. Wait until all of the HTML and CSS is ready, then run this. Otherwise, you get some, it could just be blinky. And usually just for a millisecond. But this is just good practice. So now, I want to have, where should I start? First of all, I'm gonna get this showing. When I click this, this lights up. How about that? So, there's something called an event, and a click is an event. So when that event happens to, what are those things that I'd be clicking? On the index.html, that would be the selector inner. When I click a selector inner, now look at what is the parent of this div? It is the selector outer. So when I click this, turn its parent the same color as this. That's really what I'm going to tell it to do. selector inner. Where was I writing this? Probably right here. I got to put a dot, selector inner, dot click. And when I do that, do this function. So when I click it, do what's in here, and I'm going to put a function in there, function. This is called an anonymous function. It means it doesn't really have a name. And I'm going to put probably a dozen anonymous functions in here. So inside of here, I'm telling you what to do. I'm going to say grab the parent. First of all, I'm going to show you something. Log tab this. The word this, what does this mean? Well, when I log it, we'll see what it says. Let's refresh this. The pink went away. And this happens when I select an inner. So when I click on one of these, it logged. It looks like it's a line of that. Watch what happens when I highlight it. Ding. The this, that's the this. This is this, because that's what I clicked. So this is a handy thing. So let's do this. Log. There's this, but I'm gonna jQuery it, which means I say $this. This dot parent. Let's try that. So I'm gonna log the parent of this. Command S to save it. Refresh. Click. Let's click this one. Ooh, something's going to be different here. So when I click it, it's not quite working. But what happens when I click this one? Well, why not this one? Well, what it is giving me is an array of parents. Well, there's only one, but it's giving me the giveaway is this brackets. It thinks that's an array. Well, that's annoying, but we can deal with it. So let's do something like this. Let peg equal this dot parent. And since it's array, what's the first thing in that array? It's the one we want. Let's see if that works. Real close. Okay. Unexpected token, so I missed a parentheses. I didn't miss one. Stupid auto-complete gave me an extra one. Click, uh-oh, click, uh-oh, click, uh-oh. Doesn't like that. Oh, it didn't not like it. I just never said print it. So log. Now, if that's what a peg is, Command C, Command V, let's print that peg. Okay, now I'm going to highlight this. It's the same thing. Okay. So that's the parent of it. Okay. So now peg is the parent of this. So if I say peg.css, take the background color, and make it pink. Is this going to work? Let's refresh it. Click. No, uncaught type peg. It's not a function, and it's because this word peg. You think, well, that's what peg equals. Well, we have to jQueryize it, which just means do that. Well, not before the $sign. And I say that's going to work. I kind of wish I didn't say that. Refresh. Boom. Except for we don't want to make it pink, do we? We're going to put here the color. Let's just say let color equal. And we're going to say it is, we can still call it this. It's the color, the background color of this, but we're going to jQueryize it. .css. And I'm just going to say background color. Might as well include those. And let's log that. Let's see if it worked. Tab. Let's we can just call it color. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to say red like I want it to. It's going to give us a different kind of a value, if it even works. So let's refresh, click. See, this is a red, green, blue value. Remember yesterday we had the hexadecimals, we had the red, green, blues. Well, this is the red, this is the green, this is the blue. This is a regular number. This is 255 out of 255 for the red. That is why this is a red color. This is a G, which is the green. So this is, if I do this one, well, I can just do it. Peek. It is only 128 out of 256, out of 255. There are 256 combinations because you count the 0th combination. So there's 256 combinations, but I could digress so quickly there. All right, so let color, word pink still in here. Okay, if instead of saying pink, I just say color. Remember, color is the color of the parent thing. Refresh this. Now, here's what I'm saying. If I click this red, this becomes, the whole thing is red. Bam. Oh, that's so beautiful. Ooh, that is beautiful, and so is that. But which one of these is selected? When I click this one should, this should go back to unselected. Okay, that's our next task. Right here, I'm going to say let selected color equal, and what this is an empty string. So it equals a string that says nothing, not even a space. When I click it though, I'm going to say Command C. When I click it, now I want it to equal this color. Command V. Selected color equals color. Okay, just a little thing here. This is inside of a function, that is inside of a function. So if I in here said let something else equal selected color, it would look for this inside of here. But so this is it's a scope thing. Since it's not in there, it's going to look from it from an outer function. But if it was in like a sister function, like you'd have to go out and back in, it would never find it. But it's going to find it there. So selected color equals color. And in fact, just because I'm a purist, Command V, and you know what? You know what? I don't need to have that color. Command C, Command V. I really don't need this, do I? Delete. Just the selected color. And see, this says let selected color equal this. If I say let selected color equals this, it makes a new one, like I just said, that exists only between here and there. So if I get rid of the word let, it is talking about this one. But it is reassigning it to this color. Why does that matter? Well, for one, log tab. I'm going to refresh this. Which one of these is the selected color? Well, it printed something from line 9. That's where it says, print me the selected color. So the selected color is red. Well, now the selected is line, but it's a different color. That's white. So we know what the selected color is by definition, but not by visually. I mean, the user's not going to be looking at this. He's never going to see this. He's going to see this, and he's not going to know what the selected color is. So when I select it, before, the thing to do is I'm going to select all of these outer things first and turn them all blue. That's what I'm going to do. So here's how I select them, Command V, but this is the outer, O-U-T-E-R, and it is the CSS background color. Command C, notice how I just don't type. So if I say this, it doesn't do anything. It gets the background color. This one only has one parameter. If I give it 2 parameters, it assigns the background color. And I'm just going to assign it to blue, which actually isn't quite what it is right now. This is some different shade of blue, so it's probably going to change a tinge. So I reset it. Bam. See, they all turn different. Now they're all going to stay that one. So now when I click, if I click it again, what it's going to do, it's going to make all of those blue, which means it's going to make this one blue. And it undoes that one. Nice. Nice. Okie dokie. That's cool. All right. The next thing to do is when I click this, I want to make it this color. So literally, I just said it. I'm going to make an event on this piece. Well, on all of these. These pieces are called, what were they called? Something or another. These were called guest pegs. Actually, let's take that right now. Command C. I'm going to make an event on these guest pegs, just like this. So this is, I'm jQueryizing the class of guest peg, and when it's clicked, I'm going to do the function between these two things, which is, well, I gotta say it's a function. I'm doing this function. What does this function do? It takes the thing that I click, which I could call this, but I have to jQueryize it. I'm going to take the color of the background color of this, not CSS.background color. Oh, thank you. It's all right there. And what color does it equal? It equals this color. Now, there's something very, very subtle here that could cause a lesser programmer to want to kill themselves. Well, first let me get rid of this. Saving it, refreshing it, no errors. If something just didn't make sense, it would tell me right here. I'm clicking this, and now when I click this, nothing happened. Huh? And that's the thing that would. But what's wrong? So I'm gonna troubleshoot this. I'll give you a hint. I know the answer, but this is what I would do. So what is it meant by this? Okay, I guess that wasn't a hint. It was. I don't know what that meant. Let's refresh this. Okay, I'm gonna click this. Oh, look it. Here's what it's printing. It's logging this, and when I hover over that, it lights up. So this definitely means that. So this .background color, that definitely means that. However, if you remember, and I'll just tell you, just quit teasing you, being a bully. This has a pattern. This has a property. What were these called? It's way up here. There is the answer container. Then there was the guess container. And those don't have, not the guess row, not the guess pegs, the guess peg. It doesn't have a background color. It has this thing right here. Oh. So the problem is this. It doesn't have a background color. It has that. So it's saying, I'm not changing a background color. You don't have a background color. You have a background. So don't tell me to change your background color. It's saying something like that. So the way we can do that is we're going to take away the background. So this, I'll just copy that. Command C, Command V. And what about it? We'll set it equal to nothing. There is no background, so now we can assign it a background color. That's in theory. Click in the yellow. Boom. Oh, that is so nice. But what if I say, oops, I didn't mean to click that yellow, and I want to click it again? Dang it. I can't undo it. Well, what do I want to do? So this is a problem. I want to undo it. I could change it to this. I could change it to that, but I couldn't change it back to nothing. Let's make it so I can. I would need to re-give it this background, and only if it had a background color. So if the background color does exist, okay, this is, I know what I'm going to do. I just had a brainstorm. On top of this, Command C, I am also going to do something to the border. Border. And I'm going to give it, remember we had 1px solid white. I'm going to set it at 2px solid white. And I didn't just get distracted and think, I'll do this instead, squirrel. It's this 2 that I'm going to focus in on. It's either a 2 or a 1. When it's a 2, that means there's a color there. And when I see a 2 here, if it's clicked and there's a 2 here, then I'm just going to go back to giving it a background. Another thing I'm going to do, I don't need this, but I do need to know what the background was. Command C. So what I'm going to put here is, don't say none here. I've got to get rid of that. What was that background? Delete. So this is going to log the background of it. Then it's going to take it away. But I think I want to keep it. In fact, I'm going to keep it in a variable. Let back. I don't want to call it background because that's going to. I'll just call it bground. The bground equal. What's it going to equal? I don't know yet, but I will in a second. Refresh this. Before I click any buttons, when I click it a second time, it is going to do two things. When I click it the first time, it is going to tell me the color of the background, not the second time. It's going to tell me what the background, it's a string, but I don't know what it even says, what that says, and it's going to make this circle a little bigger. Ready? Boom. Okay, it made that circle. See that circle's more white? And this is that string. Oh, this is embarrassing. I'll tell you when you saw me do this. If that's the background, I'm going to put that back in there. That's what I just took out. I want to put that back in. Kind of embarrassed because that's an ugly string. Okay, so and then how I said when I see this too, how do I see it? Here's how. Let I don't know. It's called the number equal this dot border. Okay, this is what the number equals. I'm going to put this in here. That's a parse int means when you read something like this, start reading with the 2 and keep reading and turn it into a number until you hit something that's not number. You can't turn a P into a number. So this turns into a 2. If it had a decimal or a negative before it, you just keep reading. So number equals 2. And just to prove it, I'm going to log it. Well, right here it equals 1. Command C, Command V. Let me get rid of this background mess. And so it's going to print it twice. The first one's going to say 1. The second one, after I do this, is going to say 2. Let's refresh this. Click. Oh, over here. It says 1 and 1. Man, I hate it when I look totally dumb. I hate it when oh, sorry, because I have to reassign number. Because number up here equals 1. I printed that 1 here and I printed it down here. I need to reassign it. So I'm reassigning it here. Notice the let isn't there anymore. This is the very first time I said, let this thing called number equal this. Now number equals this. Don't put let again. It's not what you want. Okay. Red. 1, then a 2. Okay. Now I can get rid of these 2 lines. Actually, when I click it again, It's just a 2 and a 2. That's the part. Right here, it already equals 2. That's the part I need you to understand. Delete. Get rid of that. Delete. That's number. If the number equals 1, we're going to do one thing. This is an if statement. The next one, I don't know what that is. And the way this is, I'm going to ding ding, Command C, Command V. If the number equals 1. And if you're saying, what's with the triple equals? This assigns number this compares. This is an equivalence comparator. This compares this and this. It's an equivalence thing. This is an assignment thing. If it equals 1, then do what we've been doing with it. Command C, Command V. Do all that stuff. Oh, actually I want to do that. Otherwise, and I say that by else, and I could say if that equals 2, I don't really need to, because it's either one or the other. It's either a 1 or 2. So I could put an if number equals 2, but I can just say else. Else, let's make the background equal to not none. You're gonna love this. To this. And not as a string. Okay. Now I hate, what is this doing? Where does this go? This goes to here. Yeah. I need to indent this. Command. Yeah, like that. Refresh. So now I click you. I put you there. I click it, and you go back to what you were. Oh, that's awesome. Click you, put you there, put you there. Click you, put you there. Click you, put you there, and then. Oh, because the second click undid it. That was right. That scared me for a second. The next click, the next click. Why won't the next click do it? Is because this is still 2. Okay, got a little bug. So otherwise, set it back to 1. Set the background equal to that. Set this back to the 1. Command S. Okay, let's try that again. Put you here. Put you here. Click you. Click you. Put you there. Put you there. Click that goes there. And I want to put it right here. Is it going to turn black? No, it's just going to go away. Then it's going to turn black. Okay. That's awesome, but we have a problem, and this is the problem I'm going to solve in the next video. Click. We shouldn't be able to put colors anywhere but this first row. And to solve that, I'm going to think about how to solve that. I have a complex way in my head. I'm hoping before I make the video, a simple way occurs to me. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you at episode, what's the next one? 5?